this is, here am I, this is a classic sign of going into your middle age when you start criticizing the music of a generation younger than yourselves. And I always wanted to be hip when I grew up. I always wanted to be hip as a grown-up. Because I have this theory that middle age descends upon us over a series of weekends, during which you have ideas and thoughts which you never had before in your life. So you might wake up one morning and you'll think to yourself, Sunday. I could have a bonfire. Why didn't I think of that before? I have a bonfire. Do you know what I want to do from now on? Do you know, I'm going to iron my jeans. I want a nice white crease down the front of those 501s. In fact, I'm not going to get 501s anymore. I'm going to Littlewoods to get some proper jeans. Good, comfy jeans. The ones with elasticated waistband, that's what I'm after. Good, comfy jeans from now on. Plenty of room for my bum. So I'm thinking these things, very worrying. They're just sort of coming to my mind and for no apparent reason. And saying things which I always swore I'd never say. And it's not even like I'm conscious of saying them. It's like my mouth is opening and because your stereo's only as good as your stylus. I swore I'd never say it. I feel like I'm turning into my dad, how I remember him in the 70s. He was obsessed with his stereo. He had a music centre, right? Do you remember what music centres were? Weren't they great? I mean, just to recap very briefly for people who might not remember music centres, basically this was a combination, it was very much the icon of the 70s, I think you'll agree. It was a state-of-the-art piece of technology. It was a combination record turntable, cassette deck, and radio tuner, and was about the size of 3 washing machines. Is that... I think that is fair. And what would happen, you'd get one of these things, you set it up, and everyone would come round to your house and look at it. They all come round in their flares, you know. Oh, smart. Smart. Perspex lid. Smart. What is it? The record turntable had a stem in the middle. You could put about 19 records on. It was all... You had that funny little arm that had to go across the top. No one knew what the buggering hell that was for. You always used them anyway. I better put the arm... You know, presumably to stop the records floating away. So what would happen? Well, it was so clever, because when one record was finished, you didn't have to get up or anything. The little stylus arm would lift itself up, go across, sit down. And then the next record would simply go down. Onto the turntable. But it's come a long way now. I mean, hi-fi. Hi-fi now is a pleasing thing to have around the house, isn't it? I mean, a modern hi-fi, you press eject, and it like feeds the cassette to you. It's a... Oh, yes. Now that says respect. You feel like Captain Kirk or something. It serves you, doesn't it? So, your cassette's off. Press eject on a 1970s music centre. You're lucky not to get hurt. It's gone... So it's going, in your stunning tape. Lee Peters and Lee. Oh, it has. It's come a long way. I mean, the way it has changed is truly unbelievable. I mean, look at headphones. I mean, you could be talking to someone for 20 minutes before you realise they have headphones on there. You suddenly notice a little bit of cord coming down the back of the neck. You say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't." You thought they were agreeing. They're just rocking with the music. Got headphones in the 70s. This was a different story, wasn't it? Well, I think we're talking 2 buckets on a spring here, aren't we? Nothing like Nothing like wandering around the house, a couple of armchairs strapped around your head. Yeah? I was still impressed. That's the whole thing. Still impressed. And I've always, it seems to me that no matter how crap a thing actually is, at the time, if it's new, you're impressed. Because you don't have the benefit of hindsight. You don't know in 20 years' time you'll be at a comedy show hearing a routine about it. You think, yeah, fair enough, it's new, I like it. You remember early remote control? Early remote control, you know, on a cable. Look, right, watch this, right. No, quiet. Right, get it straight, right, okay. Right, me, right, nowhere near the telly. I'm thinking, oh dear, I want to change the channel, but I don't want to get up. Look, watch this. There, how does that work? Well, it's on the cable, you idiot. You've got pylons across your carpet, for Christ's sake. I was talking about, like, 1970s technology just then. And I always think kids today got it made, because they've got all these video games and stuff, but I'm not jealous, because we had computer tennis. Remember that? What a great game. Never a boring moment in my childhood. This to me was, that to me is like the classic sign. I'm looking out for these little signs of getting older. And like I said before, this thing of criticizing the music of a generation younger than you is a classic symptom. And I always promised I'd never do that because, like, for me, that was the very, very worst thing I could, as a teenager. I'd be in my room, I'd listening to some music, and a grown-up comes in, like your dad comes in or someone, and picks up the album cover and starts talking about it. What is this? Who are they? What are they, men or women? I don't... What are they called? Led Zeppelin. Why? I don't know why, do I? I'll ring them out and ask them, shall I? You just want the ground to swallow you up when that happens. It's the very worst thing that can happen. And that's when you're very vulnerable at that age. You don't actually want to swear at your parents. You might use the very last bit of a swear word, what I call adolescent swearing. You just use the last bit. You'll say something like, oh, cough. No, I never said I got a cough. So this is the sign I was looking out for, and I don't want to fall into this trap of criticizing music. Then the other day it happened, right? There's this kid, he's listening to his music, and I thought, right, I'll have a go at him. No, I'm old enough now, I've earned the right, I will. He's listening to his music, and, you know, I had a go at him, not in a brave way, not in a confrontational way or anything like that, in a snide, sarcastic kind of way, but still trying to be in with them at the same time, like, you know, I know what the scene is kind of thing, you know. I was going, this rap, rave, housekeeping music, you know. So when I was your age, I was listening to things like The Clash, the Sex Pistols, you know, tunes.